Yo, it's early. It is very early. And I don't really feel like making a video right now. But I made you a couple of videos at the end of last week about verbs, and there's a thing I didn't get to. We need to get to it soon, so I figured let's just go ahead and get this done. That said, it is early, and I'm tired, and I do not feel like getting up to walk over to the whiteboard or turn on those horrendously hideous fluorescent lights, because they are ugly. I hate fluorescent lights. Um, but here's the thing about verbs, right? I showed you the personal endings, super important. Showed you the conjugations, first, second, third IO, and fourth. The thing about it is that almost every verb fits into those four conjugations. Almost every verb fits into those four conjugations. There are some verbs that do not. Those verbs are irregular, and you need to know them. All right. Now, a lot of languages have tons of irregular verbs. English has tons of irregular verbs. Latin has only a few. Latin has mostly super regular verbs. But there's a handful of really common words that show up all the time that are irregular. And in fact, even though you've only seen one irregular verb so far, if you're just starting Latin 1, obviously if you're watching this in the future, then I don't know what you've seen. But for those of you just starting, you've only seen one irregular verb so far, but it is the most common verb you have seen so far. And it's this verb, sum esse. All right? I call it sum esse because those are the first principal parts that you see up there in the corner, sum and esse. So sum would be I am, esse means to be. And you haven't seen all these forms yet, but when you conjugate it, it goes sum, es, est, sumus, estis, sunt. So that would going down from first singular on down vertically. I am, you are, he, she, or it is. That's the one you've seen a bunch. Sumus, we are. Estis, you all are. And sunt, they are. We've seen that one too. Right. So you may have only seen sunt and est so far, but you're going to be seeing all six of these within a couple of weeks. All right. And like I said, it's irregular. The reason why this is irregular is because there's a stem change, right? Some of these words start with S, some of them start with E, and that's not a thing you could predict. The thing about those regular verbs that I was showing you in the last video is you could conjugate those verbs without ever having seen them before. If I give you the first two principal parts, you know, the bit that ends in O and ARE, or EO-ERE, or O-ERE, IO-IRE, whatever, even if you've never seen it before, if I just give you that, if you follow the same pattern that you followed for the last time you did that kind of verb, you'll get it. You'll get it. You don't have to know what it means. Like, you could just see it, use the principal parts, predict all its endings, and if you know the pattern, you will get it right. But with an irregular verb, you can't, right? I mean, the endings are the same. I know there's a difference with the M and the O, but that's actually not a problem. But you know, the ST, MUST, that's all the same. But the stems aren't. The stems change in a way that you can't predict and must memorize. All right. Now, the good news is that there are not very many of these irregular verbs in Latin. Like I said, just a small handful. Nothing compared to English or Spanish or French or probably most other spoken languages you know. That's good. That's to our advantage. But we still need to know them, and this one especially. If you only learn one verb the whole time you're in Latin, make it this one, okay? Please learn more than one verb. But if you only learn one, make it this one, all right? Sum esse. And if you're wondering, like, you know, when we say like he, she, or it is for est and they are for sunt, if you're wondering like why I'm even talking about those being the same verb, because isn't our sound so different? Well, keep in mind they do actually mean the same thing, and the reason they sound so different is because they're irregular in English, not just Latin. I mean, the fact that esse translates to the infinitive to be, that's right, because be, am, is, and are all the same verb in English, even though they don't look anything alike. By comparison, the Latin is actually less irregular. So that's my heads up on irregular verbs and the forms of sum. I'll see some of you guys in class in here just a few minutes, all right? But for now, it's early. I'm going to sign off.